If we handed you a random product and social media network, could you find a market for the product and sell a bunch of them? Or what if you saw a brand new opportunity on social media? Would you know how to capitalize, or are you going to wait until somebody spoon feeds you the answer? Welcome to the Digital Marketing Misfits Show, where we, a group of experienced marketers, take on ridiculous and often hilarious marketing challenges to put our skills to the test. We also discuss current marketing events, trends we see on social media, and more. Digital Marketing Misfits is like your favorite morning radio show, except we've applied that entertaining style to the often boring subject of digital marketing. So tune in for some pure marketing mayhem as we make marketing fun again on the Digital Marketing Misfits Show.
All right, I didn't screw that one up.
Good job. Good job, Scotty.
So far, so good.
Understood
We
the
do not have
assignment.
Dom here, our bus driver, so we're gonna wing it. And I winged the first part. It's all yours now. Recording is on. Go for it.
There you go.
I think the hard part is over now.
Yeah, sure.
The hard part's getting ready to start.
Yeah,
So, was this week supposed to be the week that we reveal our tool, or is that the following?
Well, in perfect misfit fashion, Scotty won.
Maybe.
Well, we don't want to reveal everything, and our bus driver's not here. So regardless of what happened, I would say
We get 2 more weeks.
you're thinking like me.
Big one.
Yeah.
I just got mine today, right over here. Oh, you could probably maybe see it if you like zoomed in. No, maybe not. Coffee's covering it up. Perfect.
Has it been 4 weeks since we chose, like we had to choose a tool?
Has it?
Has
really?
it? I think it's been 2 weeks.
Maybe it's been
Alright.
2. Maybe this was the update week, the first update week.
Yeah.
I literally didn't do any research on this one, so we'll give some foreshadowing. No research. Just clicked add to cart because I didn't have time.
I was getting ready to say, what was your thought process with no research? Was it something that you wanted and you were like, screw it, I wanted this anyway? Or is it just like the first thing that popped up?
Based on my numbers of where I know things sell without thought, as well as usefulness, I was like, okay, I went to the categories of bestsellers and said, all right, we're going to go with this. And I can easily make a video about some regard and not sound clueless.
Very nice.
You know what's funny about that is that at this point we know that as long as you get placement for whatever tool you're gonna make money. That's the crazy part. Depending on how much research you do, how many videos are currently on the product, right? How much sales volume, you can kind of determine how long it's going to take before you're ROI positive on that particular product. But right now, I feel like anything I buy and make a review on, as long as it lands on the product page, whether it's in the prime placement, a carousel, whatever, I'm going to end up getting commissions off of it. It may take a little bit longer if there's a lot more competition on there, a lot more videos, but it just may mean instead of making my money back in 30 days, it might be 60 days.
Yep.
But if it's something that you need, you might as well go for it.
There's been things that I've needed that were high ticket that I know by doing math, it's going to take me about a year to break even. But still, with that thought of I needed this thing, and now I'm basically getting it for free.
Yeah.
But I used another example the other day when I was eating a bag of peanuts. Well, this was a while ago. And then I was showing somebody like what I was talking about. I was like, oh, let me just check that. Now I made 35 cents. Okay. But how much does that bag of chips cost me? And that's just going to keep going. Now that bag of chips is not going to make me rich, but it will certainly pay for itself. And it'll certainly pay like all, every single day. So it's the little items. It's the big items. Jason, since you're in construction, you didn't get this too, right? As your product? Because I just want to make sure.
Did I get that? No. Do I have like 30 of those? Yeah. And every brand and every size? Yes.
Here's a fun little update
That's not
from a past contest. If you remember my product from automotive,
Yes.
this month for that, I've sold 110 of them so far and made $50.48. And if you'll remember, originally I spent about $20 on that.
Nice.
That's killer.
Yeah.
That's
And
funny.
you did it in like a parking lot, the review in a parking lot, didn't
No,
you?
a parking garage.
Yes,
No
yeah, it was like
service
a parking
even.
garage.
Heck yeah.
Nice.
I was on the road. It's even better.
Hey, everybody over at Twitch, we see you. Thanks for joining. If you don't know what we're talking about, we every week or so, every time we're on here, we'll come up with a challenge for ourselves, and we'll pick an item. We'll use the Wheel of Death, pick an item, and then we all go out and get something in that category. And we're gonna give ourselves another week, but I think we all have our items now, right? What it was
Mhm.
category was
Yeah.
tools. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I'm still waiting for mine to be delivered.
I think Barb was the only one that hadn't ordered a tool, and she'll be here tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we're missing a couple people tonight. Dom's wife had it's her birthday, so I think he owes her the night off. So
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
yeah, happy
Happy birthday, Julie.
Yep.
Where did you guys want to dive into after that? You want to keep going with that? I like it.
There was that we disrupted it by bringing attention to it, but we were smooth rolling there for a second.
We'll
Yeah.
have Jeffrey edit that out.
I can kind of go on. It's not what we were kind of talking about, but when did Facebook stop monetizing its reels? Because I know they were doing it pretty good for a while. And unlike TikTok that paid like 4 cents, they were actually paying something good, and then they stopped.
It was
Well-
about, I want to say about a month ago, a month and a half, they
Yeah.
came out with that announcement. Not too long ago.
I'm kind of kicking myself in the ass for not jumping on
Yeah.
it way sooner and doing
Yeah.
my strategy.
Yeah.
Because now I'm up to 7 videos on the new account and 7 million views in 7 days.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a number of people 6 to 9 months ago when they were really pushing all these bonuses that there were people who were shady as hell, just like grabbing, like stealing people's content from short form content from other platforms and then just taking anonymous accounts. Yeah, repurposing and them just uploading them to anonymous accounts and just trying to only use viral. I mean, nobody was stopping them, right? So they would just go grab viral videos from say TikTok, and then they would place them on Facebook, and they would upload 5 to 10 videos per day all day long until they racked up views, and then until they maxed out their bonuses. Because I think while they were doing this Facebook Reels bonus, I think you could be maxed out. Like once you hit like $2,000 or $3,000, you would be maxed out. But if you were somebody from say, another country where $2,000, $3,000 is a lot of money to them.
Yeah.
To them, it was a huge opportunity to just use the skills that they already knew, rip videos off of another platform, put them onto Facebook. And that's where you see a lot of these accounts still running today, where I don't know if you guys, if you guys are swiping through your Facebook Reels, you'll notice these kind of like anonymous accounts, which is like random videos, like all viral videos that are on them. That's what those people are doing. Those accounts are essentially dead because you can no longer make money off the views. So,
exactly. Yeah. And they're still good for lead magnets. That's always amazed me though, when a company comes out with some sort of an idea and then there's people who they just focus on like the shady part of it instead of just going with the actual true part of it. It's really weird. Here comes Barb. Never understood.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome.
Hey.
What up?
Good seeing you.
So, but there's also people now that are doing this same type of strategy, only because Facebook allows you to place a link in the comment section,
right?
And not unlike TikTok, where you have to wait until you're 1,000, followers in before you can place a link on your on your bio. There's people who are taking the same strategy now, and they realize they're getting a lot of viral traffic to videos that they've essentially ripped off, and they're placing their affiliate links to their landing pages, right? They're placing their links and then directing that traffic to and they're giving it, I'm not going to call the name, but they're giving it a name, but essentially all they're doing is ripping the content, saying that they're giving the content creator credit for the video, or contact me, DM me, if you want me to remove this video off my page. And they're just uploading the same thing, 5 to 10 videos per day. and just letting the algorithms and just waiting until a video goes viral. And when a video goes viral, their link just happens to be in the comments section. And what happens? Traffic turns into clicks, clicks turns into sales. So
did you say they're doing some sort of ransomware with the people? They're contacting them and say, I'll take it off my thing. What was that?
No, it's not ransomware, but in the comments section, they'll say is like, DM me, you know, if you like, they're basically saying they don't own the rights to the video. Like, and they're not tagging the specific person that they ripped the video from, but they're saying, I don't own the rights to the video. If you do own rights to the video, you can DM me and I'll remove the video from the page. So it's like, it's totally, all they're doing is just ripping off content and trying to steal traffic so that they can send it to their links, which I think is fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
It is BS.
It's a whole lot of effort to do that shady shit.
So last night we started talking about some like side hustle stuff. This is kind of unrelated, but I'm sure most people have heard of domain flipping, like where people used to buy up domains left and right because they were super, super cheap. And then they would buy like Walmart.com before Walmart was something. And then they would sell it to them for crazy amounts of money. And then we started talking about how people are doing that now on new social platforms, and they're going in and they're creating usernames with like Amazon, Walmart, Target, Home Depot, and whatever. They're creating these accounts just so they can sell them back to these big companies later on that have the money and that are willing to pay for it. Has anybody ever done anything like that, or have you even seen anything like that? And it all started like coming in from like yesterday is where I learned about Lemonade. I guess it's something to do with like the new TikTok or whatever.
Lemonade, yeah.
And
which
that's
is funny. It's funny why it's funny how people are scrambling and talking about Lemonade so much, and that's actually owned by the Chinese version of this. So it ain't gonna do you a damn bit of good to go running over there. If nobody's gonna shut anything down, let's just be. I mean, it's not gonna happen. But that's Jason, not where you want to go.
You are right though. When a new platform is still kind of like up and coming, and a lot of the retail giants or a lot of larger names, when they haven't transitioned over, you can grab those handles. Like you can grab at Walmart or at Amazon on Lemonade because they haven't grabbed it yet.
Right.
They haven't set up an account. So if you go over there and you grab it, essentially, it's almost like domain flipping. It's like social handle flipping.
Yeah, that's actually smart.
I feel like it would be a time suck to try to create all of those, but at the same time, that could be worth it. Yeah. Especially if you had something popped off, like if Lemonade popped off, like TikTok popped off, or a Facebook or MySpace back in the day.
At a smaller scale, if like when Adrian did all of his research for pickleball, with he was doing all his research, and this is going to be the next thing. If he went out and bought a bunch of domains and everything related to pickleball, if somebody did something like that and it blew up, and now that's all thanks to Adrian, that's all I see on my damn For You page half the time. Stupid pickleball. But yeah, same theory. Yeah, it's interesting.
There's something to be said about being an early adopter period in any industry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Take risks. What's the worst that's going to happen if you say no?
I'm kind of curious. Like, I don't even know where that falls on the ethical line of things. I guess it's somewhat ethical if you're just grabbing the name. I don't know.
I mean, the argument could be made like you could, let's say, go to Lemonade and register Amazon. You could be shady and pretend to be Amazon and be scamming people. So, I mean, that's clearly unethical. If you're just someone who's literally just hanging on to a property until you can turn it over to like the rightful owner, so to speak, for some money, like I feel like that I can argue that that's like a service,
I really wonder if it's still, Would you have any lawyers?
I almost want to test it out and try it on some new platforms. Like we can use FUD, for example, or the Lemonade or some of these other ones. Kind of curious just to open up some of those. And what do? You create like burner emails for each one?
Yeah.
See, that just seems like a Because it's a lot of work to do that. So why not just do it legit?
Why not just create something of your own that's going to last you forever instead of going for a cash grab?
1000%. I'm just curious to see if it would work.
Oh, absolutely. I see your aspect. You're just like, test it. But I'm saying the people that are listening to this, like, oh, I want to do that as a side hustle.
Yeah.
Don't waste.
Like, if you think it's going to be easy money, like, oh, I'm going to go register Amazon on these obscure platforms so I can make millions and sell it back to me. Like,
that's like walking in a casino and saying I'm hitting a jackpot.
Right. Exactly.
It's exactly what it would be. Like, remember when I was doing that laundry side hustle? Like, I knew that I would not become a millionaire by doing it, but I was like, I'm just going to see if it's valid. And it is valid, but my God, the amount of work that you actually have to do.
Yeah.
I was like, nope, that is not for me, but it's valid.
Yeah.
Do you want time freedom or do you want to?
Yeah, really.
Right.
Do you want to take like the
watch
1% chance that you'll hit like that $1 million payout?
I mean, the time freedom is great. And some of us have time freedom assets like the Amazon thing, and it's great. But for me, and some people hate laundry. For me, it's relaxing, and I don't know why, but I don't mind it at all. So it doesn't feel like I'm working necessarily. So it's not as a hassle. So if it was somebody who was like, hey, I don't mind folding and doing laundry, I don't care. It's just something that you do while you're watching TV and you're making money doing it. Cool. Yeah. But if you think you're going to get rich doing it, no.
I'm not touching anybody's dirty undies.
I still walk dogs for WAG. It's not passive or anything like that, but I started doing that when I got laid off as the side hustle, and I liked it. And then you take some key clients off of there, and they like you, so they pay you off the app, and it's still gets me outside. So
yeah,
I just got that new e-bike, and if my leg wasn't so bad, I was thinking about getting some of putting the front baskets and rear baskets and delivering like groceries and stuff.
I mean, if you're having fun with what you do, like that's the power. I mean, how many people do you see now that you're like, I know that kid has 3 degrees, they're recording content, going around, zipping around on their Uber Eats bike because one, they have fun doing it. It's their own hours. It's not even necessarily about time freedom as much as it is owning your own time back in some of that capacity. Like if you're miserable, there's something to be said about something to just be happy in it. Like,
yep. And it makes good content. I've watched some of those people that do the Uber Eats delivery from his e-bike in the cities.
Oh, yeah.
And he films them. Yeah. Insane engagement, like insane.
Yeah. It's like people just like to ride along, right? Just to see what it's like, because it's almost like first person view. They're just kind of like zigzagging through the city, and all he's doing is just delivering Uber Eats. Like he's just delivering fast food. You wouldn't think it would be so entertaining, but it really is. It's just you're going along for the ride as this guy's doing his job.
Imagine the UGC deals that he can get from, because every video he gets is millions. Yeah. Every single one. So the deals that he gets on that back end, it's not about making the deliveries. It's not about that money. But I think it's almost like an ASMR where people just kind of like relax and they like that point of view.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of like seeing the process of, I ordered my food, now how is it getting to me? I also think that they just, I don't know.
I think they like to put themselves in that person's shoes, and they always think like, oh, what it would be like if I was a delivery driver. Right. It's almost like you get to actually visualize yourself like actually like picking up the food, getting on the bike, zigzagging through the city, darting through cars and stuff like that. There's a lot of people who are like, I would never ever do that job, but for like 30 seconds or 45 seconds, they actually get to feel that sensation of like they're actually delivering food to somebody. As strange as that seems, as like it's like you're only getting paid like, I don't even know, like $10-15 an hour plus tips, but for some people it's just way out of their realm of something they would ever do. Totally. But it's something that they enjoy watching, and millions, like you said, millions of people watch that simple 60-second content of delivering food.
I don't know if you guys know who Jackson Olsen is on TikTok, but He was a college baseball player, wanted to go to the MLB, didn't make it there. Started recording his content about doing the Instacart delivery, kind of got known for that. Ultimately, that content and his baseball story got him to the Savannah Bananas.
Oh, yes.
He's now one of like the main people of the Savannah Bananas and still has his own personal brand. And it all started from him recording the side hustle and his story about what am I going to do now that it didn't work for me in the MLB, right? Like super dope story. So like, it doesn't matter what journey you're on, share it. Like there's something to be said, just doing something that you're just having fun at. Like, again, it just go for what you're going to have joy in.
Totally. The number of people that are like, oh, I don't have a story. my life's not interesting. If you're a delivery driver, you could argue that's not like particularly interesting to some people, but just like
relatable.
Yeah, it's relatable. Like Jamar was saying, it's like some people are so into that. And it's like, if you're stuck in an office for 8 to 10 hours a day, the idea of having that freedom of just going to travel place to place on a bike may be really appealing. So you never know what's going to resonate with people. So
I feel like people can also use that content as validation if it's something that they wanted to do or not.
Totally.
Like I'm in the city and should I do this Uber Eats for my bike? I don't know if it's valid or not. Then you've got this person going, oh my God, okay, I made $60 on this order. Oh my God, this one took me 20 minutes, but I only made $7. And so you get to see the valid, if it's valid or not, through somebody else's eyes, and it's honest. And there's a woman that does this in her car, and she does the grocery where she delivers all the groceries and stuff. And she's kind of out in the country, so she's looking at it and she's like, look, if I take this on, I would have to drive 20 miles to them and 20 miles back. And I know some of it's a dirt road, and I've got gas and I've got the time to go get the groceries, and they paid me $16 tip.
Right.
So like, she's like, by the time I paid my gas, and then it's at least an hour, and she's like, I'm not even making minimum wage. So she's like, these are not valid. And so these are the ones that get canceled. And so even from not just a point of view from somebody who wants to do that, but now people who are using that service are getting those people's point of view, where they're like, I live out in the country and I only tipped them $16 and I can never get my stuff delivered. Now you're looking at it from the consumer perspective, and they're watching that content too, because it's kind of an interesting dynamic watching where my stuff starts and where it ends. And their side hustle is valid, but in order for it to be valid for them, they have sometimes, especially out in the country, they need tips, because it's not like in the city where, oh, I'm going to pick up 3 orders and I got to go 2 blocks.
Yeah. You don't know what you don't know. And that's what's really cool about social media, because you learn so much about it. I was literally, I made a TikTok about it a long time ago, but just like how to cut a watermelon and those basic things that just transition into like, holy crap, where have I been my entire life? Like the couch I got the idea initially from TikTok, and I was like, oh my God, game changer for storage, for everything else. Nobody tells you about that.
Yep, 100%. And we take advantage of the things that we know that are common sense to us are not common sense to most. I built houses for over 25 years. And so for me, like if during the seasons change, I know how to adjust my doors. So if they were to touch or if they squeaked or whatever, I know the right thing to do to make them so they shut perfectly every single time. Most people are going to be like, oh my God, I didn't know that. Like I do the maintenance on my house, and people are like, oh, you're supposed to drain your hot water heater once a year? That's a thing. Oh wait, you're supposed to clean out the trap inside of your dishwasher? That's a thing. And some dishwashers even have like salt where you have to put salt in. They're like, what?
I hope whoever's watching this piece of content feels so violated right now, because like share what you think is common knowledge or whatever, and face the imposter syndrome, but like just pick up your phone and record something if you learn anything from this group of people, because so many people are waiting for you on that other side of the camera.
Girl, just like, oh my gosh, like I know I have to just bring this up. There, like we were talking about before, there's a niche for everything. There's an audience for freaking everything. Like
it's crazy.
The lesbian drama between like B-level singers and artists and stuff. There's a freaking huge audience for that on TikTok. Like,
yeah,
potential gay basketball players and coaches at the collegiate level, like just all the stuff that we were seeing on TikTok after like the NCAA tournament. Like,
yes.
oh my gosh, it's like whatever your interest is, whatever you just get obsessed with talking about, I guarantee you of the tens of millions of people who are on TikTok alone, not even to mention Facebook, Instagram, whatever, YouTube, oh my God. But there are some people out there, like your crazy rabid group of people that are interested in the same thing are out there waiting to stumble across your content and just like nerd out with you.
Yeah, and it's if people watch content for what we know for multiple reasons, but right, they want to be entertained, they want to be educated or inspired. So like you will find all of those different people to watch your story, and like what a cool tribe to build around you. That's how we ended up together. And like all the people that are here, you know, that hang out with us every time, we're lucky to hang out with those people because they get it. They've seen us not know what we're doing to having an intro and outro and building that Misfit brand. And we're nothing but proud of it. And they understand that for that reason, because we owned it.
All of you people who joined for the marketing part, go get yourself on another side of TikTok for a little while sometimes. And you'll be like, oh my God. What is all Megan Trainor told teachers to fuck off? What's going on?
Yes. Oh
it's so great. I literally don't get on TikTok. TikTok is a business, so I get on there to create, and then it's just entertaining. Like I don't get on there. Like there is some aspects that you maybe want to do research on, but once you get your creative muscle built, like it's just kind of like you can take any entertaining content, understand why it kind of went viral anyway, right? But then you get to go back and just enjoy it.
Yeah. I was going to say, it's funny that we're talking about building audiences, like random audiences of people. And there were television shows that were sort of like game showy where you kind of rode along, right? What was it? Cash Cab. And there's some other stuff that was kind of like in place. Yeah. And I'm starting to see people piggybacking. There was a YouTube channel called Ryan is Driving. I don't know if you guys ever watched it. It ended up growing to hundreds of thousands of subscribers, but it was an Uber driver that would, as the people would come in, he had signs on the backs of the seats that said, will you allow me to film you and to ask you like random questions? Yes. And his channel blew up because not only did people like to like answer the questions, but they also like hearing the responses from the people, hearing about their backgrounds, because these people, sometimes they were drunk, right? Sometimes they were going to a wedding. Sometimes they were, right? These people are going all these different places. Sometimes they go into an airport, but he would have scripted questions that he would ask them. And he would obviously be driving like all through the night, like, 12, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. And his show did so well because people always wondered, wow, if I was an Uber driver, like, I wonder what type of people would like get in that I would drive around. Like, would they be boring people? Would they be interesting people? And he was able to film and like turn it into a YouTube channel. And overnight, I remember it got recommended to me and I like couldn't stop binge watching all of it because it was so entertaining of watching this guy create what was a job for him only into a successful YouTube channel. Right. And he was able to monetize it, right? Not just with, and then Uber ended up doing like a whole thing on him because he was doing something that no Uber driver was doing, right? And so it gave Uber a lot more visibility for free on YouTube. So then they turned around, he was getting ad revenue. Uber was doing spots in, having him speak and do all this other stuff. So it's just, when you start involving kind of like what you do on a day-to-day basis, even though as mundane as it may be, as boring as your job may be, sometimes if you can turn the camera on yourself and just film what you do on a day-to-day basis, it actually interests some people. And you can eventually, at some point, you can build an audience. And if you have an audience and eyeballs, you can monetize it.
Right.
And if you can find that line that connects like two of your hobbies or your work and your hobby and connect those together, like what Jamar was saying, where like, and I just saw this guy on TikTok where he's an Uber driver and he's also a medium. So people can get in and then he's like,
Is it okay if
there's
I
a
read?
male talking to me and he's saying this, and does bubbles mean anything to you? And he's just going off, and people are like, who the hell are you? And he's recording it all, and it's like everybody's mind is blown. Then you get that guy who's an Uber driver, but he also does freestyle raps. He's like, hey, do you mind if I sing for you? And then he's freestyle raps. So he's taking his job or a little hustle and then his hobby and something he's passionate about and kind of mixing the two and then filming it, and all that becomes absolutely viral type of content, goes absolutely crazy, and creates that personal brand that you wouldn't have been able to do if it where else are you getting that audience that's listening to your rap if it's just you rapping? How many people are out there just rapping in front of a camera saying, oh, maybe I'll make it, maybe I won't?
Right.
But getting those people's reaction in the car is what made the biggest difference.
And we've all talked about this on our own channels and here, and the monetization of what you're doing, right? And part of it's you love what you do, but then you figure out how to brand yourself or monetize it. Then it just opens doors that you can. This would not happen if you had a job. Not knocking people with jobs, but if you sit back and really think about that, if you start doing these little micro things in your life about creating content, building a brand, doing things you like, it will open doors for you. You know, we're not saying
I wish I had turned the camera on when I was still working in construction.
Hell yeah.
100%.
Absolutely.
So even if I had my job, I wish I had turned that camera on.
Yeah.
100%. And it
People,
just makes you better, even if it's ugly, even if it's inconsistent, even if it's uninteresting to the audience you grow into. Like those people that are with you in that day one, like it's epic when it comes out on the other side. Like, those are the people you build the loyalist fans from.
Dude, I know. I wish when I worked at Blockbuster or Borders, like TikTok would have been a thing, because girl, you know how much drama there is just working in retail? And I mean, at any job, but like the amount of stories that I could tell about freaking customers or people at work who were like messing around or whatever. Like
I lived Vanderpump Rules in Oklahoma, like
kitchens, everything
through and through. When I was waiting tables, that's what I did. And we knew I could have had a reality show on my own. And so realistically, I only think the people that have started could say they wish they would have started sooner. And that's the only thing we regret about starting.
Isn't it crazy though how it's transitioned from like the late 90s and early 2000s? Well, you could say reality shows kind of started with like The Real World back in the 90s. Those of you who are old enough to remember those shows, but you had through the 2000s, reality shows really took off, and then they kind of died off for a while. And now with the way that social media has become, like literally everybody can create a reality television show with their phone. How crazy is that?
When reality shows started taking off, it's because we felt like it was reality. And I think for first seasons of some things, it was. And then obviously it became more scripted. And that's when everything started falling off, when it becomes scripted. And the same thing with like TikTok. You could tell between well-edited, scripted stuff versus just like off the cuff. And here is the real life. And that's, I think, what everybody is searching for is that real life.
And this might be just the way TikTok works and everything. But this is funny that this came up because I'm stuck on this channel now where they have all the old Real Worlds and Road Rules and stuff, but they're bringing the cast back now.
No,
and I'm
really?
trying to figure out. I'm like, is this happening now? It is actually. I just remembered myself because Eric was in. It was during COVID, or he had COVID, so it is new. So they just brought these guys back from the first one. It's freaking awesome. I'm reliving my childhood. Road
Rules. What? I don't even remember.
I auditioned for Road Rules.
No way.
100%.
You still have your tape you submitted?
I don't. I might have it somewhere, but I have no idea where it was. But I got pretty far to get on there, but something happened and I couldn't make it. And I was like,
I did Naked and Alive. No, I'm just kidding. No, but I have a Ranger buddy that got on that show. He was on Naked and Afraid.
I was on Drunk History.
No shit.
I have 30 seconds of fame, more like 7, but
please, we want that clip for next show. Please.
Yeah,
No.
I want to see. That's amazing.
No.
Barb, you mentioned Blockbuster too. Did you see that little marketing thing they did last week? Do you have anybody in corporate? Do you know what's going on?
At
They-
Blockbuster?
They spun their website back up and said,
Oh,
Shut up.
what did,
podcast topic.
Oh my God. Hold on, I need to.
yeah,
peruse.
they were,
Yep.
we'll be kind, we're rewinding or something like that.
Oh my gosh. Hold
Yeah.
on. I need to look this up.
Oh, it's their website, legitimately.
It says,
We are
yeah,
working on rewinding your movie.
Yes.
Intriguing.
Nostalgia is all the rave.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. I know millennials are like just dying right now.
But
Yep.
but there's it's something to be said about where the eyeballs are and who's getting the eyeballs on everything. And we are the future of potential grounded stores and retail fronts again for that reason, which is
wild.
so cool. But there's going to be a way that they're going to build in like what they've learned from all the failures. Futuristically, they'll make it to where exclusive things are only in the store, pre-release stuff, right? Because they kind of do that already. And then they leave you on like a monthly subscription so you can come in to get them. There will be something cool to it that comes, but so much has been learned from what business was to what business will be. And it's kind of exciting because millennials geared all of that.
Do you feel like if they have a storefront that it's going to have to be more engaging, something engaging in there where they have that's working with other people? I feel like nobody wants to just walk in and buy a movie. Obviously, that's not going to be the thing.
There will have to be an experience.
It has to be an experience of some sort.
Yeah.
Like those rage rooms. Have you guys ever been to a rage room?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like it's a crazy experience. Or those
It'll be something exclusive. That's how they're gonna build it to where like you come in, you create content there. They're gonna build it around the content piece because the next thing you know, Gen Z will want it. They'll force it out, and then it will somehow turn into an experience. I don't know exactly how or what, but you're exactly right, Jason. It's going to be something like a rage room. They will get their hands on things, and then everything else, there will be a movie exclusivity to it, but it'll have to be something they can bring locality to as a retail storefront too.
Imagine like one of those escape room experiences that is geared towards like a new upcoming movie.
Oh,
to kind of gear you up towards it.
So cool. That's
Saw.
a business idea.
Saw 10 is coming out.
What? Oh my
God.
I don't know how you would do that with the Grays. The Gray series.
The Gray series? What's that?
What is it? Not
I could see them being what Netflix used to be, renting digital renting for those who want the nostalgia, and maybe having like meetups where you go to the Blockbuster and
like having it be like there's an area where you can like go play games, like movie trivia, have a cafe, a bar by night, something like that.
There's going to be some date night vibes to it, probably, like because there's something I can specifically remember walking in, smelling the popcorn, seeing the bins of candy, the giant TVs up in the corner, right? Like
Barb's eyes twitching right now. She's like,
I know. I'm like, I hear the trailer tape playing on repeat.
It literally just like gave you such an experience in that and alone. You've got to bring that back into it because you've got to. It's like Disney World. Bring in the senses.
Oh yeah. I'm 1,000% behind this. If a Blockbuster opens up in my area, I'm getting a part-time job, period.
Suddenly I wanted to be like a video game person too every time I got in there because like I was a movie person, not a video game person. I'm still not. They give me motion sickness, ironically enough. So like I literally would be like, I want this game. I want this game. Like, why? It was the experience.
Yeah.
It seemed like something cool.
Yeah, that's so cool. It'll be fun.
They're definitely gonna have to create some type of experience. That's for sure.
Drinking. When you think about movie theaters that like do well, they all have an experience. They all have a bar at them now. They all have something.
There's this movie theater in Oakland when I lived there. They sold food and booze, And like they'd play old movies. Like I went one time when they were playing Spice World, and it was all these lesbians, and they were all dressed up as the
That's an old movie, Barb. Really? Is that how far back you go? Spice World? I was thinking
I'm old. I mean,
Casablanca.
no longer in theaters, not old like Casablanca. I'm saying no longer like older, like it's not the current movies that are currently on the docket.
Yeah. So instead of Rocky Horror Picture Show every Halloween, they do Spice World and people dress up.
Yeah, that was just one of them, but it was just so fun, and it was an experience. You go, you get fed, you get drinks. People are like yelling and singing along and doing things and dressing up as characters and
nice.
Yeah.
I wonder if Blockbuster has the money to buy exclusive rights to things in series and stuff like Hulu and Netflix does.
Interesting.
And if they could bring something really cool into play like that, and I don't know exactly how they would do it, right? But that would just be something cool to think about, because that's kind of what everybody's doing. That was like the HBOs of the world. HBO's in ties with somebody else. You've got Paramount and someone else are together. I don't know all of them, but I do know that there are a lot of ties there. I wonder if Blockbuster has been in partnership with one of like these production companies, right? Apple TV and Reese Witherspoon. Something to think about.
Interesting.
I'm asking ChatGPT to give me a business model for doing that, so I'll be right back.
So on the list of topics today, as a segue, this Reddit Rascals.
Yeah.
What was that all about? I remember seeing it flash at some point in the last like couple days or week. I remember seeing that, and I was just thinking,
let me see if I can pull it up.
Yeah, see, yeah.
Okay.
Reddit is one of those places that I still feel like it's very wild west. Like I feel like Reddit is like one of those places that like pretty much anything goes. Like there's not safe for work stuff like all throughout it. Like basically like I have a 15-year-old son, right? And so like him and all his friends to like teenagers, and Jason, you could probably agree with me. Like they bounce in and out of Reddit like posts and forums and stuff like that all day long for different topics and different niches and different stuff. And it's a way to be anonymous, right? It's a way to post and interact with people and just have like an anonymous profile picture, but still be able to gain value and information from a community of like-minded people. But it is like wild west. There's like anything goes. People post random stuff in there. There's everything from like X-rated to people posting. There's some Reddit posts where I was reading, I was like, dude, how do they even let this shit on the internet type of stuff? But for me, I have to try to like front load him as a 15-year-old. I'm like, dude, don't believe everything you read on the internet. Number one. Number two, most likely a lot of these people are probably like 40-year-old men sitting in their underwear with Cheeto fingers in their basement. And the third, yeah, and the third thing is that you have to use Reddit, like tread lightly. Like don't use Reddit in a way where you're like getting your information from, but like use it as a way to like network with people if you can, on and off the platform. Because every time I go in there, it's like a deep, dark rabbit hole of like random people posting a bunch of random stuff. So
let me see if I can not screw this up and share the screen, and I'll play the clip. Is this playing? It is not.
Nope.
you have to press present.
Yeah, press present.
Cancel that.
Press the any key.
Press present and then share screen, right?
Yes.
Yep.
You have to share the screen with whatever that page is on.
This is what happens when you get a new bus driver and they like don't know the route.
Yeah.
Right. And they just drive by the kids that are like standing on the side of the road, and the kids are like with their backpacks on, and the bus just goes by because he doesn't know he's supposed to stop.
Now, did he share sound?
Now, Reddit is amazing because look at this.
He didn't share sound. Bus driver.
Yeah, bus driver.
Bus driver.
Stop the bus. Yeah, we're just figuring this out as we go along, as usual.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, bus driver, you forgot to share sound.
No, I didn't really forget. I just didn't share sound because I thought it was somewhere else. And yeah.
I love the misfit way.
Yeah.
Well, you just figure it out as you go along. If you want to bring it up, Scotty, if you want to bring it up, just make sure you tap, that you're going to share the audio from the video.
Let's see if I can find it.
Share. You can see it, right?
Yep.
And see, this is all the options I have is to share this. The sound is on.
It's going to be actually on StreamYard where you can actually share the audio.
I see. Interesting. Interesting audio. Yeah. Don't really know. Anybody?
Yes.
Yeah, if you could find the same video.
I'm working on it.
Oh, Jason's got it. Is that Jason?
It is me.
Okay.
Does anybody follow Cody Sanchez? You guys follow her?
Yeah.
She's an amazing on stage speaker. Like a lot of her content is like clipped content when she was on stage.
She's so good.
I have a ton of respect for people who can freestyle, but who can get on a stage for 60 minutes straight and just drop fire. People don't understand it's one thing to pick up your phone, right, and create content, but it's another thing to actually stand on a stage with tons of eyeballs staring at you and be able to not skip a beat. No ums, no ahs, straight fire, very few visual cues or bullet points or a screen or anything, and they could just go for 60 minutes. I love that stuff.
Jason, while you're doing this, I wanted to ask, so does anybody else, except for Sid here, do you have that TikTok channel where the guy plays a Redditor and he goes in and he's a Redditor going and asking customer service stuff? It's fucking hysterical.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Let me know if you guys can hear this or not.
No.
I can't find the button.
See?
We need the bus driver to come back, please.
I'm telling you, I can't find it. I'm looking everywhere.
That's what she said. What?
That's funny because when he said I can't find the button, I almost said that's what he said.
That's why we're here, Barb. Jump in. I can't be the only one on all of these clips saying that shit. Okay, somebody else take the heat.
I mean, we could always segue into the next. We could talk about Facebook Follies if you want.
Basically, what she was saying was, if you own a business or if you're thinking about starting a business, you're running a business, you want answers to questions, go into Reddit. You will probably find a subreddit with thousands and thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of people in that same field, all kind of talking amongst themselves, sharing information, or just being Redditors who think they're better than everybody. And it's like having a pulse on whatever your business is doing. You have, what are they talking about? Go to Reddit and just hang out, because like Jason said, it's anonymous. You don't use your real screen name or anything like that.
And it's easy to come up with questions to ask just to trigger people and see what people are talking about.
Don't, Jason. Do you go into Reddit and poke the bear and then just walk out?
That's literally what Jason does on every platform.
Man.
That is kind of true. I mean, look at what even Dom just did it, where he went in and he was like, electric lawnmowers are better than gas.
Yeah. I don't even want the smoke. I don't know why you guys do it.
It's funny.
And then the other hot topic was I wanted your guys' opinion on that. Oh, we already talked about that. Did we talk about Meta and the ads? Was that the
No, we haven't talked about that, but we should, because that was crazy.
Yeah. Marketers woke up Sunday to find social media giants' ad system was eating up their entire budgets. And Meta briefly stopped serving ads on part of its network. So
they were charging people for ads that were never placed in front of people.
Not only that, it sounded like they were like eating up their, like, I don't know, something with the algorithm started charging a lot more. You guys know how the ads work. You two are the experts on that. So like, how do we find out?
Well, Dom turned our ads back on. I don't know if that was today or not, but I thought he initially, when he said he turned it back on, I thought he turned it off because of what was happening with the Facebook ad spend just getting run up on people. So apparently he just turned it off because he gets very click happy, and sometimes he just click, and then he closes out of a window, and next thing you know, ads are shut down for days, and then he's like, oh wait, the ads aren't running. Oh shoot! And then he clicks a button and they're back on again.
And when we were doing, Scotty and I were on a call with him the other day. We're like, hey, let's do this, and they had a pop up. We were like, wait. And he just started clicking and clicking out. And it was like, and we're like, what did that just say? He's like, I don't know. I just clicked it. And it ended up being like, hey, we're going to shut down your Stripe account possibly for a few days. We're like, no.
I just have to refer to the meme I shared in the chat today with that Dennis Rodman clip.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
Click, anyone over here? And then there. That's what I feel like when I would try to explain something back that Dom did. I'm just like,
And honestly, as far as you have to go down the rabbit hole to do ads, I don't know how you can go down the 13 pages you have to navigate in Facebook to shut it off. If you guys said, hey, Scotty, we're going to give you $20,000 to go shut off the ads, I wouldn't get it. I wouldn't be able to do that because I don't know how to get there.
That's gold. That is gold.
Now Jamar's looking to see if he can figure out how to share sound.
Yeah. I was gonna see if I could figure it out, but right now it's not letting me.
Yours has screen audio on. Mine didn't have that option.
Yeah, I tried to get it to work for a second.
I give up.
Be careful, we'll end the broadcast right there.
Right.
I could do it on Zoom. I know exactly how to do it on Zoom.
That it won't even make sense to talk about the next one then. Where Shou Chen, the CEO of TikTok, talks about how the algorithm actually works. So
with all the idiot congressmen and asking questions like, does TikTok access your Wi-Fi? What the fuck? So you're saying TikTok can read your eyes? No, there's just like a filter if you're wearing sunglasses.
Why do you need to see my eyes for that? What are you talking about?
What are you what? So it's like doing facial recognition? No, it's fucking looking at your face to see where glasses go, where your eyes are. For fun.
It's
for shits and giggles.
It's funny to me when they ask all these questions, right? So I obviously TikTok went crazy with all the edits and making like really, really funny, like basically just like taking snippets and then doing kind of clapbacks and then, doing like people ran with it and it was absolutely hilarious. But the thing that was like clearly evident to me was that when you have people who are in like their 50s, 60s and 70s and they've never ever like they've never downloaded the app like whatsoever. Like they probably never had the app on their phones, but their kids and their grandkids probably have the apps on their phone. It's funny to me that they're asking all of these questions. And I'm like, who provided you with these questions? Because it didn't come for you because you have no basis of understanding how the app actually works. So like, where did you formulate these questions to ask this guy?
Yeah.
Because you don't use.
It's like a game of telephone. Like you saw something and had formulated some kind of opinion or thought about it based on what you know, which is like typewriters. And then like that morphed into something else, and then you shit out some question.
It's like Facebook paid lobbyists to give them these ideas of what TikTok was doing. And like,
it was also very frustrating. Like, you're supposed to be trying to get knowledge on something. You want to understand something better, but none of that was happening that day. Not one person asked a question that wasn't, that's a yes or no. That's a yes or no. Well, how are you going to get to the facts of anything saying that's a yes or no question? It was just, but I hope it's kind of died down. I hope it picks back up on TikTok where people get mad again because they're counting on us not being mad and forgetting about it. We will never forget.
What data do you collect? Yes or no?
Oh shit.
Some amazing content came out of that. There are some amazing comedians and content creators that took some of the clips from that and did the where they did like the perspective, right? On one side they would do, and then they would do another side where they would kind of change their outfit. That type of content, absolutely. Yes. That stuff went mega viral because it's so hilarious because of the absurdity of the questioning and stuff like that. People who are just creative content creators who are comedians, they were easily grabbing stuff and just creating tons of content just around that stuff. And I mean, I had some stuff that I ended up saving because I in my head I was like, dude, this is such classic stuff, and I always save content thinking, how can I spin this, right? How can I spin this in a marketing way, an affiliate marketing way? You know, how can I always spin this in a way that fits kind of like my brand? Because I'm not a comedian. I don't create comedian content, but there's always a way to take what other content creators are doing and put it in your own style, your own voice.
Learn frameworks, learn the skills, and literally you can flip anything. And that's the fun part of learning this process is like you can enjoy consuming content and it not be a waste of time.
Yep.
Word.
I learn a lot from consuming content.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't feel like, sometimes I feel like I'm burning my brain cells, but you know,
well, sometimes we do that on purpose for fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I tell my
Guys,
wife
we
when
really need an outro. Hey, thanks for listening. If you like this episode, please leave us a review, or better yet, take a screenshot on your phone, post it to social media, and tag us, Digital Marketing Misfits, or just use the hashtag Digital Marketing Misfits. And for extra bonus content you can't get anywhere else, go to digitalmarketingmisfits.com.
Who was